So up next, we are going to talk about the split tool. So basically what the split tool does is it allows you to split up your geometry by first selecting it, and then you can move it, rotate it, do whatever you want to do with it afterwards. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with our basic cube example, and we're going to go under the modeling tab and just go into our modeling section. And what I'm going to do right here, right now, is I'm going to select a piece of geometry on my cube. Now I'm going to go into my polygon mode right here at the top left-hand corner of the screen, select poly mode, and I'm going to click on this. And if I click on the move tool right now, say I wanted to separate this piece of geometry from the cube, watch what happens. When I move it, it comes with it. Well, I don't want that. I want to be able to take literally the roof right off of this cube. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to go split, okay? And then I'm going to pull it up. And then you can see here that it nicely removed that. You can also multi-select with this tool. So if I go shift click, you could grab a group of polygons, right click, go to split, and there you go. And then it removes those pieces. Same thing if I click on this one, right click, split, and I can just keep pulling this apart. Okay. Fun stuff. If I click on it now and I hit the Y key, okay, that is the keyboard shortcut for split. Okay, so if I go right click, you can see right here, right beside the split text, it says Y. So that is your keyboard shortcut. So once again, I hit the Y key on your keyboard and there you go. Same thing if I grab, say, these two guys and I hit the Y key for split, and say this time I went rotate. Okay, then I can move it out of place. You can scale it. You can do whatever you want. So I'll show the same tool on, say, like a sphere. I always like to demonstrate on primitives to give people a quick idea of how this tool works. In this case here, we didn't work in wireframe mode because our object wasn't as complex. But I am going to select my cube and I'm going to go delete. Sorry, let's go to object mode and let's delete our cube. And we'll go back to, let's add a nice sphere here. I'm going to go back to edit mode. So right now, say I want to divide this in half. The best way to do it is in the wireframe mode. Now right now, if I try to, say, grab half the cube, notice that I get part of my model only half selected. So instead of having to make multiple selections, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go into wireframe at the top right-hand corner of your viewport here. We're going to click on that. And we could possibly select from here, but a clearer way to do it, because you got all these lines and dots and stuff. So a more accurate way to do it is go to View, and we're going to go to Viewpoint. We're going to go to, say, a front or a back or a side view or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let's go this way. So from here, I'm going to left click and just select the top half of my cube. And so what I want to do from here, I'll go right click, okay, and go to split or Y on the keyboard, click on split, and then we'll hit the move tool, and then I can separate it. So now you can see here that the sphere has been nicely split in half and separated. So now you can, move it off to the side. You can scale it down if you want. Okay, make it bigger. Do whatever you want with it. But it is a lot easier to split things up in wireframe for certain types of operations. That way you can hit all the back faces too, because when we were in these various other modes, when you do selections, what happens is you don't get to get the back faces. You'd wind up having to come over here so that you could grab those, and like I said, all this extra selection. So that's why certain things are much easier done when you are in a wireframe mode. Let's go back up to viewpoint again, and let's just do a front view. Okay, so you can see they're here. So now we're going to break it up even further, and I'm just going to select it like so, and I'm going to just move this up and shift click and select this guy. And just to make sure I got everything, oh, it looks like we missed a few. Okay, so sometimes you might have to do some extra work for your selections, but anyways, let's go back to our viewpoint again. And so then from here, right click and go to split, and then we'll go to the move tool and we'll just pull that apart. And once again, so we've got our geometry nice and split up, and there you go. So that was a basic demonstration of the split tool. We will be back in a moment.